Here we are again. This time I'm in a smaller room that my apartment, like it's a study room that my apartment has. So I'm just in here. And I'm really tired. I'm so tired, it's not even funny. Both mentally and physically. So this episode, it's going to be different, I would say. Like, it's not, I'm not playing music, obviously. I don't want to do that right now. There are some things that I do want to, like, talk about and discuss, and I was thinking about it, like the book that I've been reading, that Crocodile on the Sandbank. Haven't kept up with it. Like, it's a good book, but I'm just such a slow physical reader that I haven't been able to read it at all much, really. That being said, in the past 2 days, I did complete the Wetherington Heights audiobook, because I'm able to listen to it while I'm working. And people are right. That movie adaptation they're doing does not seem accurate to the actual book. Because I was like watching all this stuff and I've never read it before, so I was like, oh, I'll did I forget my hair tie? Oh, I'll read the book, so that way I can, I guess, see for myself like what it is. And like, I need to look it up. Hold on. Let's minimize it. Let's do this. Okay, Wetherington Heights. Was it Heathcliff? How do you even spell that? Main character description. There we go. Because everybody's like, oh, they cast Jacob Elordi at it. And his thing, which I always thought, like, first of all, I always thought the Catherine that was in the book, for some reason, like, in my brain, it's spelled with a K, but it's not. It's spelled with a C, which I thought was kind of strange in my brain, because I'm like, what? But what is it? Yeah, he was described as, in the book, a dark-skinned gypsy with black eyes. And he was found on the streets of Liverpool as a child. So in my eyes, does Jacob Elordi coincide with a dark-skinned gypsy with black eyes? I don't think so. Also, that description is like a horrible way to describe somebody. You don't want to describe somebody with that word, because it's like a cultural thing, I think, isn't it? Let me see. This is where we do our research, everybody. And we think about things. A name given by outsiders, commonly used to refer to the Romani people, an ethnic group that originated in northern India and migrated to Europe around the 11th century. Yeah, many Romani people consider the term a racial slur with negative connotations of theft, dishonesty, and illegality. So we don't use that word to describe people. They're Romani. They're Romani people. But yeah, also that book, insane. Like, it's kind of crazy, because I knew that, like, it wasn't going to be a romance book, because a lot of the people that were, like, complaining about the Wetherington Heights movie adaptation was like, you need to read the book. It's not a romance book, and I can definitely say it is not. Like, the main overall story is not romance. It's very much about this guy who was mistreated, with spoilers, if you haven't read the book. It's about this guy who gets deeply mistreated because of, like, who he is and how they view him, which is lower. And because of that and his like deep love for this, like the girl that he was with, like couldn't be with her because he like everybody thought he wasn't good enough, and like even she was like, he's not good enough to be with me, blah blah blah, which I'm like, fuck that person, but go off. So he like I guess leaves and comes back and is like better, but by the time she's already like remarried, and so this guy like marries the guy that she married's sister in retaliation, I guess, and then like abuses the shit out of her to where she like ends up pregnant with his child and then decides to leave, like book it out, because she's like, there ain't no way I'm raising a kid in this family, like, and so she leaves, and then she dies, and like it's crazy, like, and it goes on, like there's so much more to than just like Kathy and Heathcliff. Is that his name? I think it's that, I'm not sure. Because there's like such main, and it's not even in the narrative of those two, like it's in the narrative of, it's a story being told within a story, basically. It's in the narrative of this caretaker who, I forgot her name, starts with a D. Weatherington. Caretaker. Nellie Dean, which is Ellen Dean. She's the primary caretaker, housekeeper, and narrator. So yeah, it's mostly like, there's people and I don't like that. I'll just pretend to be on the phone for a bit. I hate it when there's people around me, but I'm gonna keep going. This is perseverance. So yeah, I read that. I say read, I listened to it, but yeah, it's crazy. I think it's really interesting though, like that the caretaker is the narrator, because it very much reminds me, and this of course is just making loose ass connections, but it very much reminds me of The Help, like that movie. And I'm pretty sure it was a book first, but like the book, basically there's this girl who wants to write a book in the narrative of the housekeepers that are taking care of white families, basically, and their struggles and like the racism and stuff that goes on with that. And it's kind of very interesting seeing things from a housekeeper's perspective, because obviously they see it all, you know, they have free roam around, like, and they're able to like listen in on things that like other people wouldn't want them to listen into, but they're like and stuff like that. So I just think it's really cool, and I would definitely want to like read more stories that are in relation to that, I would say. Other than that, and it was like 12 hours long, that audiobook, but I did it, I persevered, and I listened to it the entire time. And I need to stop being so crappy with other people. That's another thing. That's what I'm gonna get into later. But beyond that, I started watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms as well, which is hard for me because I only got 30 minutes through the first episode. I like watching TV shows, especially like ones that I'm really interested in. The hard part for me is I will watch a little bit of the show and then I'm like, okay, I need to pause. I need to let it soak in, and then I need to go pace for about an hour and like listen to music and just pace back and forth and like create some things in my head, because I'm like, it's such a good story. So yeah, and I just can't get over the main character. He's so cute. But yeah. Also, the guy that has the antler horns that like he goes to, Baratheon. It's like Lionel Baratheon. that guy is quirky and so fun, and I've seen like clips and scenes of him, and I like the characters and the dynamics in this series a lot. It's really cool. Beyond that, in terms of personal life, it has been a huge struggle. Mostly with finances. Like, dead ass seriousness, I don't have a lot like good self-discipline. I don't. Like, especially when it comes to money and when it comes to food and when it comes to self, I'm not good at it. And that I've been trying to get better at it. And I have gotten a little bit better at it, but it's still very much like a struggle to not do things that I'm just like, I want to do it, but I know that I don't need to do it. Like eating out. I love eating out. I work, okay. I get up at 6 a.m. every day. Actually, scratch that out. I get up at 5 a.m. every day, sometimes 4 a.m., mostly 5 a.m. By that time that I get up, I have fed my cats, I have gotten dressed, and I have taken my sister to her job, and then I'm immediately at work. Do I eat breakfast in that time? No. I don't have time for it. I don't have time to make it, and I don't eat. By the time I get to work, okay, I'm in this little box room, and it's a very menial job to where I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again, but I get there, and I've been getting there early, so I get there around 7 a.m. at the earliest, and at the latest, 8 a.m. So I'm usually in there between that time. Once I get in, I am working consistently with no breaks except to go to the bathroom, which they have offered, like, if I need a lunch break, I can take a lunch break, but in my brain, there is no time. So I don't take a lunch break. So when I'm in there, minus going to the bathroom, I am consistently working, either while watching something on my phone or listening to something in my ear. I'm consistently still doing the menial labor. And I do that until at the latest 4 p.m. Although sometimes I get off earlier, maybe around like 2 or 3. Once I am like, and I work all through that. So do I take a lunch break? No, I don't eat lunch at work. And by the time I get off work, I have been on my feet for however many hours that is. And I get in the car and I drive home, and I either wait and like watch stuff on my phone and watch something on the TV, and I'll feed the cats again, and I'll go pick up my sister from her job, and then we'll get home, and then we'll order something to eat, or we'll eat ramen because we're poor, and we'll just go to bed after that. And that's it. For 5 days out of a 7-day week. And it's fucking boring. And I hate it. But I do it. But yeah. And during all of that time, I don't want to cook or do anything. And people are always like, oh, you gotta meal prep. Oh, you gotta do this, and you gotta meal prep, and like you gotta blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't. There is no part in my day or weekend where I can have an allotted time to just pack up food, stick it in the fridge, and eat it like that. I don't have time for that. And I don't have the money for it. And of course there are cheap ways to do it. Like, you know, you can go to Walmart and do all that stuff, but I don't want to support Walmart. I don't want to support a Walmart. I like HEB. Here, everything is better. And yeah. But besides the eating out, because the eating out is a big portion of it. Like, fucking hell, we ate out for the past, 3 days. And I knew in my brain, we need to stop fucking eating out. It's half the reason why we're freaking big. Half the reason why... Because my thing is, be the size that you want. Okay? You're not going to find that here with me. Bestie, look at me. My thing for myself, though, is I don't like the way that I look and feel. I'm going to type it. And feel. Because it's very much hand in hand, those two things. Because my weight doesn't affect my health really at all. I have good heart rate, good blood pressure. Go to the doctor, they're like, you're fine, and I'm like, okay, great. But it does affect how I see myself and how I just don't like it. I know that it affects how I sleep. It affects how I mood wise. It just sucks. And I know that eating out would, stop eating out would help that. And I've seen the things for, HelloFresh and things like that. And first of all, too poor to afford it. And then second of all, it's always too fucking salty. Love those places, but the amount of salt that they have to put in those things to be able to make it stay fresh until it gets to your door, it's a lot of sodium. And yeah. I forgot my tangent and what I was doing. Basically, I've just felt bad. I've been on my medication for the past 2 days, which I take meds for my mental health. I got severe depression and severe generalized anxiety, and those are the two things that they've declared me as, which, I know in my mind there's a lot more. I got PTSD. I have trauma up the ass. I got something else other than those two things. But sadly, I do not have the funds to get diagnosed anywhere. So yeah. And I'm also not... To my own self, I am destructive, but I'm not destructive to others. And that's, I also feel in part, to where I don't get help as much as I need it. And also, I just want to say this. Okay, my job has hired this new girl. And she's so nice. She's great. I love her. My issue is, they hired me, right? And they put me in the back because they told me that's the only position they have available at the time. And I asked them, I was like, okay, because I'm part-time. I don't get freaking healthcare or anything like that. I'm part-time. I get paid $18 an hour, which is good. Not good for where I am, but it's it's better than what most people have. It's not the best, but it's better than what most people do. So I get paid $18 an hour. And I was like, if there's ever a time where a full-time position opens up, I want to be full-time. And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we could do that. Blah, blah, blah. And so this new girl comes in because they hired a new girl to be the office manager. To answer the phones and talk to people and do all these things and blah, 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 blah. I know that I am not pretty. And I know that I don't look anything to where people would look at me and be like, oh yeah, that's a nice person, or that's an aesthetically pleasing person. Just the sad truth of it, it's not real in my case. And I feel, and this is I feel, this isn't like a I know, like they could hire her, she could have more qualifications than me or something like that, or what have you. Like, she could have gone to college, and that's better apparently than me. But she's very pretty, and I ask her to do something sometimes and she doesn't quite get it, and I'm like, bestie, I would know what to do in that scenario. And you're learning, you just got here, what, like, you have to learn, you got a new job, so take your time, take your grace. But like, and it's something that like I need to train my mind out of. But like, I feel just like in my heart that the reason I didn't get that job is because I'm not pretty, I'm not approachable, which sucks, because I'm like, I could do that job. I'm great at office management. I used to be a manager for a freaking Girl Scouts camp, health and safety, for freaking forever. Ooh, just a little, imagine you didn't hear that. And I've worked in so many other different places and blah, blah, blah. But like, it's whatever. It's not pertinent to me. It's just pertinent to my self-esteem, which is tanking. But yeah. I don't know what I was talking about before that, but yeah. And then I've been having a lot of issues with family recently, because my family, my immediate family, I would say, is me, my mom, and my two sisters that are older than me. And I live with my sister, who is my biological sister, and then we have an older half-sister who lives in a different place with her fiance and her kiddo. And my mom lives with her boyfriend in the house that we grew up in. And we're a very enmeshed family, but like a toxic enmeshed family, sadly, because we all have experienced such severe trauma growing up that I feel like I have no sense of self outside of this family, and that oh my god, it just sucks. But yeah, because like everything that I've been doing for what feels like my entire life, like I've done some things for myself, I will say. Like, don't get me wrong, I will definitely do things for myself, but I, like, even when I do things for myself, there's always like this voice in the back of my mind that's like, think about your family, think about what they're gonna think or what they're gonna say, and they'll judge you and da da da. And I feel like there's a lot of things that I can't do because of my relationships with my family, and it sucks. And it's something that I want to try and work on, but it's hard because it's your family, and I love them, but half the time I don't like them, and that's what sucks, because I know that they feel the same way about us, about me, and the rest of my family. Like, my family is very much, we can love you because you're family, but we don't have to like you as a person type shit, and it sucks. Like, because we're very much like, it's a give and take. Like, I'm gonna do something for you, now you have to do something for me type stuff. Or they'll only call you when they need you to do something for them. And it just makes you feel like a tool in the grand scheme of things. It sucks. Because that's also another thing that I've been struggling with. Because, like, it sucks just being blah, you know? And that's recently, like, how I've been feeling. It's just, like, I don't have ambitions. Like, when I was younger, used to have a lot of goals and, like, things I wanted to do when I grew up. And, like, now I'm here and everything just seems so unobtainable now because of where I'm at. It's awful. But yeah. Did not expect to cry in this freaking episode. But, you know, real self shit. But yeah. Outside of that, you know, things are gonna get better. Things are gonna get worse. It's how shitty life is, but you know, you get there. And you live it, and you get to experience the things that come out of it. Like, there are things that I've done that I am really happy that I've done. Like, I've been up to New York by myself for a trip for a weekend because I just wanted to fucking go. Like, I was so tired of living in one spot and having nothing exciting happen and just living plain day to day. And so I did that. And I'm really happy that I did that. But I'm also sad because I can't do it again. I want to. And you know, I work at the Girl Scouts camp. That was something that, like, helped me grow a lot. And, like, I still do it, even though my family tells me not to because it's such a struggle afterwards. But, like, I like camp because it's very much like the people that I work with, it's a community. It's very much like a village. Like, you can talk to them and they'll be your friends and they'll understand what you're going through and things like that. Oh, that's another thing. Like, I don't have a lot of friends. I have as many friends as I can count on my hand. And those are, like, close friends that I can think of. And it's hard because of the way that I grew up, which I was very bullied, you know, and very much ignored. And because of that, it's hard to communicate with them. Like, I'm not outwardly calling my friends as much as I should have, or as much as I can be, because I feel bad every time that I do. Like, I'm burdening them. I don't know what to talk about because I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I don't do anything. And, like, that's another thing. I don't do anything. And I want to go out more and, like, experience all these things, but I'm, like, too poor, too alone, scared, terrified, anxious, worried, don't know what to do. There are some things at the public library that I'm like, oh, I could go to that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't have a car. I don't want to go alone. And I don't want to talk to new people alone, because, like, not everybody likes me, and I get that. But I feel like the majority doesn't. And yeah. And that's another thing, finances. I'm so worried about finances. This is not even funny. It's so exhausting sometimes. And this is the truth, you know, like I said, post everything on here. And this is the truth, you know. I'm gonna do another video next Tuesday because I did a video this past Tuesday about Minecraft YouTubers and ranking them. We're totally changing topic right now because I need to stop crying, but I did a video ranking Minecraft YouTubers, and I did it while I was going live on TikTok, which I don't do often, but I want to finish that because I really like Minecraft YouTubers, and then I was thinking about making videos going into the lore of some of those Minecraft YouTubers, which I think would be good for me because I just like talking about it. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and peace out. Didn't mean to cry so much in this episode, to be honest.